Live from Chuck Massey Stadium on the campus of Capital Christian High School, TouchdownProductions.com, celebrating 19th season of high school sports excellence, is proud to present the CIF Sac-Joaquin Section Les Schwab Tires Division 5 Football Playoffs, presented by Farmers Insurance. Tonight in the semifinal round of the 2015 playoffs, your defending Division 5 champion, your Bear River Bruins, take on the undefeated Capital Christian Cougars. It's a one-win game for a berth in the championship game that hangs in the balance tonight. All the action begins right here, right now. It's your NorCal Game of the Week. The defending Division 5 champion Bear River Bruins hit the road for their semifinal matchup in tonight's game against the Capital Christian Cougars. Good evening, football fans, wherever you are across our worldwide audience. This is Marty Mortensen, the voice of Bear River football, and sitting alongside me tonight is Rick Ellwood, and our executive producer and high-definition camera operator tonight is Gilbert M. Dominguez. Rick, the Bruins have come back from a 3-game losing streak with several players getting back into the ending season games after some injuries, and tonight find themselves only one game away from defending their Division 5 title.
That's right, Marty. It was a miraculous turn of events that inspired the Bruins to come from behind last week in round 1 of the playoffs on the road to steal a victory against Ripon and advance here tonight. But it does not get any easier for them, since tonight they will be facing another undefeated opponent in the Capital Christian Cougars, who are last year's Division 6 champions.
Yeah, the Cougars are certainly having a fine season as well, with an unblemished mark coming into tonight's game at 11-0.
And that's what makes it pretty tough, Marty. When you're in the playoffs and you're undefeated, you only get one loss a year and you're gone. Meanwhile, the Bruins have tasted a little bit of defeat with their string of 3 straight losses and have fought through adversity through this last month. They know what it's like to lose and do not want to revisit that feeling again tonight.
So once again, you win, you move on to the championship game. If you lose, you hand in your gear on Monday. We are minutes away from kickoff, and when we return, we'll get you caught up on all the playoff brackets. But first, we'll remind you that you're watching exclusive coverage of Bear River football on the NorCal Game of the Week at TouchdownProductions.com. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Your car is one of the most important assets you own. And Reeby's Auto Parts is dedicated to helping you keep it in tip-top condition. Reeby's Auto Parts is a family-owned and operated business since 1956. We have a friendly and knowledgeable staff, and as a Napa Auto Parts dealer, you're sure to find the right part you need from either of our 2 Nevada County locations. You can always count on Reeby's to be there when you need us. It's Reeby's Auto Parts in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
Welcome back. About ready for a kickoff, but before we have that, let's take a look at the Division 5 football standings. Rick, how does it look from your end?
Well, we got to win tonight, Marty, as you said, to go on. So if we're going to play the winner, whoever wins tonight's game between Capital Christian and Bear River will go on and play in the championship game of a contest as being the 1 and 4 teams, Sonora against Oristimba. So looks pretty tight. All you got to do is win here. You get a chance to go to a neutral field next week for the championship game.
And have a chance for let's take a look at Division 3 football, and that's where Placer is playing. As you can see, they won last week, Rick.
Placer's got a much tougher road to hoe. They're in a much tougher bracket. They're finally facing foes that are of their caliber. So Placer going against Patterson tonight. The winner of that game will take on the winner of the Central Catholic Christian Brothers game. They've got 2 more games before the playoffs championship, so that'll be fun to watch and see how Placer does.
So we're ready for the kickoff. Doing the kickoff will be number 81. It's going to be a short pooch kick, and it could be fumbled. And let's see who got it. Did Bear River come up with it? No, they just missed it, it looked like. The up man let it go to the back man. He was way back in the back and just didn't have a chance, but he did end up recovering it.
Looked like Mason Picard had a little beat on it and ran right over the top of it. So pretty good field position for Capital Christian to start a game, and pretty prolific offense here, Marty. We'll get into a discussion about how you think this game is going to go. We had a wonderful conversation at dinner. I look forward to your thoughts.
All right, here we come. 3 receivers out to the right. Quarterback over center. In motion is Russo, and a big gain carried around over the right side for about 7 yards. That'll bring up a second and about 3.
Nice handoff underneath to a big senior Jason Taylor, who just took it for 7 yards. Pretty good herd of block and going in right at the strength of the Bear River defense.
Well, in shotgun formation is the quarterback. Looking to pass, a little down and out. It's caught. It's going to be short of the first down. Oh, they're gonna move the ball on across the 50-yard line because his forward motion was stopped.
It looks like the official from the other side of the field is looking at forward motions.
I saw that too. So
that's 2 for 2 for Jason Taylor. So he's certainly getting active and getting his bumps and hits early in this game. Just a little quick out route. Got to be careful because their big wide receiver, 6'4", Marcus Fowler, was going deep on the post.
Well, just across the 50 in the Bruin territory. Over center, in motion is McKay, looking to pass, hands it off. Bear River comes up and stops it for no gain.
Nice job by Landon Clark and Gunnar Simpson just getting in there. There's a big stud freshman running back called DeMarcus Ross, number 10 for Capital Christian. He's going to be in a lot of plays, both offense and defense. Nice job by Bear River to shut him down on his first handling of the ball. Oh, what a beautiful night here for football.
Oh, this is a beautiful facility here too. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Now a timeout is called. Let's see. So right away they call a timeout. All right, with a timeout on the field, we'll be back here in about 30 seconds. All right, welcome back. Marty Mortensen along with Rick Ellwood bringing you this exciting Bear River football action here at Capital Christian as they took a timeout, didn't have the right personnel in, and now it looks like they do. They're with 2nd and about 11. They've got 2 receivers out here to the left. The quarterback looking to pass, going deep. Now he's got some pass rush. He's going to get sacked for a 3-yard loss. That was Clark on the Landon Clark, the junior for Bear River, in on that sack. A loss of about 2 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 13.
Gotta love it when you see that kind of intensity early from Landon. He's got to be a playmaker tonight and really establish that line of scrimmage.
So obvious passing situation here. Let's see if Bear River can stop him. Looking to pass out into the flat, and he overthrows his receiver. That was intended for number 10, Jason Taylor. So they'll have to punt.
What a nice stop by the Bear River defense, giving up a quick first down and then shutting them down, showing some intensity on defense, shutting down their throwing game.
So coming into doing the kicking is number 20, but I don't have him down as that's Wick. A shank punt goes out of bounds on the Bruins 40-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10 in good field position.
Looks like Bo Baggett and Gunnar Simpson might have got a piece of that punt, Marty. Put pretty good pressure on number 20, Derek Wick, the punter for Capital Christian. Great field position, way to start Nice
well, they're going
to start a drive. Huh?
They're going to absolutely. They're going to start on the 45. And I think Coach Logan Savoy will take that starting position on the field at any time. So Voter over center. Quick handoff over the left side, and that goes nowhere. Let's see who the ball carrier. That was Bays, who's back from an injury, a shoulder separation. So he gets stopped for maybe a 2-yard gain.
Boy, Austin's like a cat. This must be his 9th life. He's been in and out of the lineup 2 or 3 times.
Exactly.
Good to see him back and hopefully healthy tonight, Marty.
So Connor Hollister shifts over to the right side in motion as a handoff to Mastrella. Cuts it up. And he's going to be close for about a 5-yard gain. And limping for the Bruins coming back. That's Demosthenes. He gets up limping. Voter comes to the sideline to get the play. He's got it. So it's 3rd down and about 3. Let's see what they got in their bag of tricks for tonight on this short yardage situation. Over center. And there's the Bays. He's going to be close to the 1st down. Let's see if they're going to give it to him. It was forward motion. It looks like it could be a 1st down.
Looks like the Bear River coaches are pointing 1st down, but
first down Bruins.
Good to have that big fullback in there, just slow on his shoulder and just knowing where to go for that 1st down marker, Marty. Nice job by Austin. Good job by the front line. You can see Jake looks like he's struggling a little bit. Might have an ankle or something, but he's limping a little bit in the huddle. Be a big loss to have big Jake out of that offensive and defensive line early in this game.
Timeout's going to be called. That Bear River didn't have the right play. We'll be back here in 30 seconds.
Magnuson's Toyota and Scion is celebrating 25 years serving you in the foothills. Right now, Magnuson's carries the first all-electric SUV, and they're still the home of the Toyota Tundra. Magnuson's Dodge Chrysler Jeep is right down the street and features the new Ram diesel truck, Jeep Wranglers, and Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's Magnuson's Auburn Toyota and Magnuson's Dodge, both in Auburn.
All right. Bruins had a little talk in that. So both teams have used one of their timeouts so far already in this first quarter with 7:59 left to go. Still no score. Bear River gets their 1st down. And so they've got it on the Cougars 45-yard line. And on a direct snap, that's Mastrelli. Jumps over a couple of tacklers and goes for about 5 yards.
Boy, Dave Mastrella has turned into a real leader on offense and defense. He's taking control. Last week against Ripon, 16 carries for 111 yards. Pretty impressive, and it looks like he's starting out the same way here tonight against Capital Christian.
2nd down and just a little over 4 yards. Here he goes again over that right side, but that didn't fool anybody. Coming in, that's big number 50. That's Weston Jones. He's a junior. Defensive tackle, 6'3", 225. He wasn't fooling, nobody blocked him.
Yeah, one of the leading tacklers on Capital Christian, Weston is, and he's certainly proved he knows how to sniff out the football there.
Now in shotgun formation, in motion, handoff again. He cuts it up. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Let's see, maybe it'll be a couple of yards short.
Well, probably
that'll bring up 4th down. Huh? Yeah, I would think. So it's 4th and about 2.
So Bays
comes in.
Huh?
Yeah.
2 big pounders in there on offense. I like this call.
They line up behind Voter. Now they shift. Handoff. Bays, 1st down, still on his feet. He's down inside the 30-yard line. Just a power runner. Good to have him back, huh?
And great deception. Good play calling, good deception. It kind of threw Capital Christian off their gaps, and Austin finds the right slot and just takes it up there for a 1st down. Nice job.
Well, full house backfield, but then they shift again. And now here's another handoff to Bays, and he goes maybe for a couple.
Hit there by Nathaniel Thompson, number 3, is a senior defensive back, kind of playing up close to the line. Marty, you talked earlier about the field. That's probably one of the finest facilities I've walked on. That turf is just perfect out there.
Yeah, they just redid it. And it is really, so going far out to the left. And there's a handoff again, and that is to Mastrella over the left side. They have yet to throw a pass. They may have to be forced to throw a pass on this one. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 6.
Getting a little chirpy in there too. Number 6, Julian Leslie for Capital Christian, took a shot at somebody in the middle of that tackling area. Kind of sent a message saying, hey, we're here to play too.
Well, the play voter came to the sideline. 2 flankers out, Mastrella and Moronic. Handoff to Bays, big hole over the left side. He'll get the 1st down easily. So Bear River continues to drive. Austin Bays, just amazing young man.
For having sat out, the last 3 weeks, and here he comes back. He didn't play last week in Ripon, did he?
No.
Okay, he's back here. He must like AstroTurf, and he's got a full head of steam going downhill.
Found that hole, took it in. He's single back in the backfield. Handoff again, right up the middle, and he goes for some big yardage right up the middle.
Now they're getting big chunks against the Capital Christian defense that hasn't shut out 3 opponents this year, hasn't given up but 9 points average a game on against them.
So they call timeout here, and with timeout on the field, we'll come right back in 30 seconds.
Welcome to Plaza Tire and Automotive Service in Grass Valley. At Plaza Tire and Automotive Service, the customer comes first. We only do what's right for the customer, not necessarily what's right for business. 3rd generation family member, learned all that I know from my Grandpa Fred, my dad, my Uncle Mike, my grandma. My entire family's been a huge part of learning about the automotive industry. Grass Valley is our 4th location, and you can also find us in Colfax, Penn Valley, and Nevada City. I am Blake Hauser, and I welcome you to join us for the grand opening at our Grass Valley location.
And we're ready to go here as Bear River comes to the sideline as the Cougars call their 2nd timeout. Bear River's got them reeling. 2nd down and about 6 yards to go.
Good news is Marty still got plenty of room to get a 1st down. They don't have to get a touchdown. Sitting on the, about the 14-yard line.
They're only using, Cougars are only using a 3-man line. So here they come. Bruins on the march. Handoff, and DeBays, he turns, still going, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins!
Holy Toledo. That's a heck of a run, Marty.
He was stopped after about 2 yards. You can't arm tackle that young man.
Look how excited he is, too.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, Austin Bays.
Wow, the crowd goes wild here as coming in to kick the extra point. That is Britt, it looks like, and doing the holding for the Bruins is Sean Gillis, the junior quarterback. Oh, should be an offside there, but that's going to be good.
Wow, what a drive.
Looks like they jumped it. That was a great drive.
Pretty workmanlike, Marty, no passes. So they came out and said, let's establish ourselves. Let's go knock them in the mouth. And Bear River did that.
Yeah, Bear River scores with 4:23 left to go in this 1st quarter. Now, I talked to the coaches, a couple of the coaches for the Capital Christian football team tonight before the game. And they were saying that this was going to be out. They have 11 wins. And he said this is going to be the toughest game all year for us.
So at dinner, you thought Bear River had a clear, distinct advantage when you looked at head-to-head teams that they played, like Escalon and Los Baños and Placer. Talk to the crowd about how you thought Bear River had an advantage.
Well, I think Bear River plays in a tougher league against tougher opponents, and you can't take anything away from 11-0 record, but just the caliber of play, I think, makes the difference.
And I think you saw that on the first drive. Bear River just established themselves and pushed Capital Christian wherever they wanted them to on the field. Great running by Austin Bay.
So let's see where they go with it. This is going to be a pooch kick again, and it's going to be taken on the 30-yard line. A fumble, and let's see who got it. Coming up with it was Flores, but I think that he was out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, though, Shane Flores put a lick on big Marcus Fowler, number 2 for Capital Christian. He's 6'4", he's almost 220, and he's their number 1 receiver. That was an aggressive kickoff, almost a recovery by Bear River again.
So let's see what the Cougars can do now. They went out on their first drive. Man in motion, they hand it to him. That is Russo, and he gets some big yardage all the way up to the 49-yard line. Whoa. He was in motion and right by the quarterback, handed it off and took it for some big yards, about, looks like 20 yards on that run. Be 1st and 10.
Good blocking, good long strides. Looked like he was one defender away from breaking that for a possible touchdown.
Looks like Taylor.
That was Jason Taylor, I think. Yeah, number 11.
He's in motion again. Now they hand it off to the first man through. A couple of missed tackles. He could go down. He's got some speed. He's going to take it into the end zone. No contest. Touchdown, Cougars.
That's DeMarcus Ross, the freshman.
Yeah, wow.
Just kind of hit that hole, bounces off a tackle, gets to the outside, and just a foot race between he and Mastrella. DeMarcus Ross.
No contest. Great speed.
Great speed. You can see why.
A couple of missed tackles that sprung him loose there. Can't arm tackle that young man either.
No, we got 2 freshman running backs here tonight that are pretty impressive.
So attempting the extra point here is number 20, Derek Weck, the senior.
Got a big leg.
Put down, put it up, and it's good.
I was watching him kick in warm-ups. He's got quite a range. Hits it like you hit a golf ball, Marty. Kind of compresses it, and it just kind of has that sound taken off.
Oh, sure it does. All right, with 3:39 left in this first quarter, a long, intense drive by the Bruins, and then 2-play drive by the Cougars. So to tie this game up at 7-7.
So Capital Christian makes a statement, right? They get down, they get pushed all over the field, and come back. I think on 3 plays, wasn't it? Or 2.
Two.
A sweep and then
yeah, there we. I don't think Wick will be kicking a pooch kick here with that leg he's got.
But he's kicking to one of our guys, Torin Moronic, who's had some of the better kickoff returns for Bear River this year.
Let's see where they try to put it.
I would think you'd keep it away from Estrella.
Yeah. And they're going to kick it for the sideline over, taking on the 21-yard line, coming up the side, and he'll get about 4 yards on the maybe 6 yards on the carry. Take it up to the 34-yard line, looks like.
Looked like Torin was one step away from maybe busting out of that pack, Marty. Similar to what he did in that Union Mine game.
Right, I remember that.
He just took it and ran to the house. So this will be a telltale drive here, I think, for Bear River.
We'll see if they can match up. Wood is in the backfield. There's Mastrella trying to go over the left side, and they've got that play figured out. Picked up a couple.
Yeah, tackled by number 55, Bailey Hefner. He's also one of their leading tacklers and one of the leaders on the defense for Capital Christian. So just kind of string it out along the line, and Mastrella's looking for an opening, couldn't find it.
Right, they ought to be able to pass on this this Cougar defense. They've got almost 9 players up just 5 yards off the line of scrimmage.
You may be prophetic. It could be happening right here.
Yeah. Right over the middle. Connor Hollister, he jukes a couple, gets the first down. What did I tell you about that play? It's open every week, isn't it?
Well, that play, I think, was kept alive by Jason Boder's footwork, kind of getting to the sideline, holding up, waiting for Connor to find a hole. Made a major penalty right there. He threw back across his body, but what a throw, what a catch.
Yeah, there was nobody in the zip code area there for the Cougars against Hollister.
And you called it. Here comes the pass. Good call, Marty.
There's a handoff to Bays. Big hole, still on his feet, still going. Still going. Another first down. Austin Bays.
There must be something in his DNA that a separated shoulder, he don't want anybody to hit him, so he's going to deliver the hit. What a run. He just leans forward.
Yeah.
Good job, Austin Bays.
Single back. Handoff again. He runs into his own man. They're going to stuff him this time, still on his feet. And they're going to throw him down for no gain.
They tried to get that quick hitter in there. It looked like, was it Torrin or was it Mistrella?
It got in the way. I know that got stood up real quick. Now Baggett comes into the game for the Bruins. Second down and 10. Pitch back, trying to sweep. No place to go. He's going to be run out of bounds. That'll be a loss of a couple.
Nathaniel Thompson, the quarterback for Capital Christian, just kept his ground, extended the play to the sideline. The sideline's your friend, and get your pursuit coming from the inside. Mistrella had nowhere to go.
3rd and 13 for the Bruins.
This is where last week you said against Ripon they had a key play at 3rd and 13, Marty, and kind of broke the game open a little bit.
They kept the drive alive, no question about that. And they went on down to score a little bit later. Looking to pass, got plenty of time. He's got it. And it could be, is it a touchdown? No, he stepped out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Nice pass by Voder. That was to Olina.
Great. Nice touch, throws it up and over his outside shoulder. Defensive back looked like he was going to make a play on it, turned his back, boom, the ball's over his shoulder. Olina makes a nice catch. Nice throw by Jason Boder. Defensive back had pretty good coverage. He was pretty tight with Ben. And
so here come the powerhouse backfield of Bo Baggett and Austin Bays from 2 yards out.
Look how big Austin is. They got to kind of rip his shirt in the back to give him some room.
Well, they got the shift, hand off to Bays, right side, continues to drive. Did he make it? Let's see. No, he's gonna. Let's see. There's a penalty flag. Maybe they didn't get set on that shift. Yep, they didn't get set. That'll move them back 5 yards.
So I'm a fan of that. Gives you a little bit more room. Gives you a little bit. You get a little more depth in the end zone. So you got more options. Still first down.
Voder comes to the sideline to get the play from Coach Savoy.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a proponent for penalties to push you back. But
so the ball moves out to the 7. It'll be first and goal from the 7. Now a timeout's going to be called. Let's see who's going to call it. Looks like the referee's having a little conference there on about the 10-yard line.
A lot of pressure on them too. No instant replay, and it's the playoffs for them. So, wonder if they get graded to see if they go on. Marty, do you know that?
Well, they put some more time on the clock. .49 seconds on the play clock now for this first quarter. Let's see if Bear River can punch it in here. You got Olina out here to the right. Mistrella in, and they give it to Mistrella on the inside handoff. And he continues to drive. He gets down to about the 2, gets back that 5 yards.
Big pile in there. Looked like a little bit of a rugby scrub.
Yep.
Big number 54, Robert Mathias, just getting behind Mastrella, trying to shove him in the end zone.
So they're going to spot it on the 4, where it'll be second down and goal from the 4. Wood comes into the ball game for the Bruins. High snap, and there's a handoff, a spin move, gets down to about the 1 or 2.
So Marty, we saw this a little bit earlier in one of the games. Jimmy Vaughn just sometimes gets a snap high, throws the timing off just a little bit, and I think Mastrella just missed that hole by that timing of the high snap.
Yeah. Well, there's the end of the first quarter as the teams will both change sides. And with that, you're watching exclusive coverage of Bear River football on your NorCal Game of the Week on touchdownproductions.com, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
We're at SPD Market in Nevada City asking people what they like about SPD.
I love SPD Market because I know all the people here and I've been coming here for a long time. I do all my socializing here and they're just a great community supporter.
I like SPD Market because it's like coming home and seeing all the people I've known for years.
And that's why people love SPD Markets in Nevada City and Grass Valley.
All right, it's football time here. Bear River's got the ball on the Cougars. They're probably in 4-down territory as the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard shows at the end of the first quarter, 7-7 ball game. And Bear River has chewed up most of the clock. And I think the Cougars have only run like a total of 5 offensive plays so far.
And pretty controlled, sustained drives. Great job by the offensive line for Bear River. Number 74, Jefferson Sanders. 77, Jason Demosthenes. Number 78, Isaiah Conley. Jimmy Vaughn, number 50. And big number 54, Robert Mathias. A great job by that offensive line.
We got Baggett tight, and they give it to Mastrella. Does he get in? Let's see, no signal yet. They're saying he's down on about the half-yard line. So it's 4th down. They're going to go for it, naturally, on the half-yard.
I don't think any question here. Pretty good call, especially when you're dominating the line of scrimmage and you got an Austin Bays and Cole Baggett's back there too. So pretty good lead blocking.
They shift again. Give it to Bays. He goes, walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Bruins!
Great job by that offensive line, just surging out, getting that yard. No question, Austin just gets behind him and rides at the end zone.
That's the first time all year we've watched that shift at the line is, in the backfield there, right before the ball snap. So coming in as kicking the extra point is Britt. And there's an offside. Maybe move the ball in. They'll. I thought he was offside the last time. That same player, the last extra point.
So you talked about that shift being new. Maybe that's why Savoy and Logue have 300-plus combined wins between them, right?
Yeah, over that,
Pretty creative for them to come in and do something, a little wrinkle in there, causes some confusion on the Capital Christian defensive line.
All right, they'll move it up a half-yard, or 1 yard. So Britt comes in, put down, snap, kick, and it's blocked. Normally, Britt gets the ball up high, but this time it didn't get put down, and he got it. It's a low-line drive, which was blocked. Well, you know their kicker's not going to. He gets that ball up in a hurry. So.
And they got 2 scats on the side rushing those. DeMarcus Ross, number 10, and number 11, Jason Taylor, coming for those both sides. So that's snap's got to be perfect. The hole's got to be good.
So with that missed extra point, here on the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard, with 11:14 left to go in the half, it's the Bruins 13 and the Capital Christian Cougars 7.
Hopefully those missed extra points aren't the things that come back and haunt you later, but they do worry coaches early in the game.
Oh, they do. I'm surprised they didn't go for 2 with the way they're opening up holes. Another pooch kick. And they're going to get good starting field position on the 45.
I'm not sure that was a fair catch by 16. Brendan Oyo, he can call fair catch. Looked like he just threw both hands up, but that's an interesting kickoff to give them that kind of field position when they scored on 2 plays. The last series they had the ball.
All right, here come the Cougars. Two backs in the backfield. Handoff, second man through. And he's got some running room, and he still goes for about a first down over that left side.
That's DeMarcus Ross establishing himself. We saw he's got good power and good breakaway speed. He almost broke it again.
Two receivers out to the left, now in motion. There's a handoff on that sweep again, cut it off, and they got him that time.
Boy.
That was Potts, Jake Potts, coming on over.
Outstanding.
Yep, he just floated down the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
It just shows the kind of student Jake is. He studied, he read that play, he saw it coming, he extends, gets upfield, and backside pressure from Landon Clark pursues. Outstanding job by Jake. Hopefully he's coming off. They're looking at his hand. Hopefully everything's okay.
All right, shotgun formation, third down. And there's a delay, there's a penalty. That might be a delay of game. Let's see what, 5 yards.
Yeah, Capital's already used a couple of their timeouts and kind of let a delay of game go on them there. So they're bringing in a little bit of a scat defense, a little bit of a nickel defense. Peyton Turner comes in. Dallas Penn's in for Jake Potts. Only 2 linemen.
Obvious passing situation on third down here. Looking to pass. He's got a man wide open on the left side. That'll be a first down.
Little out route. Just right in the hole where Jake Potts just came out of the game. Jake's back in, so that's good news.
He dislocated his finger. I heard from Todd Whitehead, one of the coaches for Bear River, as in practice. So that was a big first down on the Bruin 40-yard line. 9:33 left to go here in the first half. Hand off to number 88, and he breaks it for several yards. That was Kern, the senior.
Well, it looks like that handoff doesn't even get to him. He just kind of shovels it to him. Find some good daylight there. Quick 5 after a big first down.
There's a pitch over the left side, but Bear River comes up and smothers it for a short gain. That'll bring up third down. Jacob Norville, the junior quarterback, he got rid of it in a hurry.
Trying to get DeMarcus Ross to the edge, but a nice job by Shane Flores and number 24.
Oh, he got a first down. That's first down. I thought they were short.
I did too.
Apologize. Looking to pass. Got a man deep. Oh, he just, that was Potts on the defense and just didn't cover him.
Yeah, Jason Taylor, we've seen his speed too.
That was Taylor for touchdown for the Cougars. They got a chance to take the lead right here.
Well, Marty, I think we're going to have a dogfight. Looks like you score, we score, and then these extra points will get important.
Ball's put down, kicked, and that's going to be up and no problem there. So take a look at the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 8:41 left to go in the half. For the first time tonight, the Cougars are up by 1 point by a score of 14-13. Well, that was a big 40-yard touchdown in the corner of the end zone, right over the defensive back, Jake Potts.
You think you got him stopped, you're 3rd and 11, you got him in a good position. Unfortunately, it's run a little out route right to the yardage markers, get a first down, and 2 or 3 plays later, touchdown. All right, we've seen some strange kickoffs already tonight, so who knows what we're going to get here. I know we're going to get the cowbell.
Yeah, we've got the cowbell here. The moms stand up in front of us as they ringing those cowbells. Back to receive. That's going to be a short kick, signaling for a fair catch. Bear River will get good field position. That was number 11 Turner, Peyton Turner over there.
Again, well coached, calls a fair catch right away, not taking any chance with the football. Give that big offensive line an opportunity to open up some holes for Austin Bays and David Mistrella. And we've used our passes very efficiently here tonight too.
Hand off to Bays, looking for a hole and no place to go. He maybe gets a couple. They're filling, the linebackers are filling that hole very quickly.
They're stacking up right in the line of scrimmage. They're just saying to Bear River, come at us. But as you said earlier, that leaves the passing game pretty wide open.
So that'll bring up the 2nd down and 8. Quick pass out into the flat to Mistrella, and he's going to try to bring it up, and he's going to be slammed out of bounds for no gain.
Little swing pass to David out of the backfield. Ben Olinas tries to get a block on number 11, Jason Taylor. Lets him slip. Jason makes a move, and the inside pursuit brings down Mistrella for no gain, little or no gain.
So that's 3rd down and 8. So this is the first time Bear River is in a obvious passing situation with some big yardage to pick up. Look for Hollister over the middle.
I like that call.
He's got him. Breaks away, first down, and then thrown out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. That was Dave Mistrella.
So Connor stayed in and blocked the backside, held up big number 55. Jason felt the pressure. He's good on his feet. We've seen him roll and throw. Mistrella finds a little hole past the yardage marker and gets a first down. Nice job by Bear River.
So Ryan Tandem comes in the ball game along with Mistrella. Handoff. That doesn't go anywhere. Maybe gets a couple. Moronic, the ball carrier.
I like it though. Test it. They got, like you said, 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. Let them get sucked into that call and that play. Now you run a little play action off that. Now your passing game opens up.
Yeah, fake the outside and then send somebody deep.
Man coverage on Olina.
He's rolling out, looking. Now he's going to take it. Going to run for the first down. He gets it. Jason Voter. Let's see where he stepped out. Short, they're marking it. I thought he continued on.
Boy, for a guy 5'11", 145, a senior, you said last week at halftime he led a pretty impassioned speech to the team against Bear River to get off their tails and let's go out and make something happen.
Against the rip-on. We don't want to talk up.
He said it to...
exactly. Set his team
Marty.
straight. There you go. There goes Bays, and he may not get it. No, he breaks it off. Still going. He's down the sideline. Got some speed. He fumbled the ball, but he stepped out of bounds, I think.
Oh, looks like they may call a touchback.
Let's see where they call it.
Boy, Austin broke that after it looked like he was stopped in the backfield. And I'll say, though, a Capital Christian guy came up behind with the sledgehammer tackle and kind of jarred that ball loose. Austin had it in the inside hand. You got to have it on the outside hand on going down the sideline. These are little things you learn.
Hey, ground care caused a fumble!
Fans are impassioned here. It's like the referees are doing the right thing, conversing. Touchback.
Touchback. Oh, man, that was...
That'd be a good one to look at on instant replay.
Yeah, to see how that turned out. Well, they did.
They had a sledgehammer tackle, like it came over and tomahawked the ball. I don't know where it came out of Austin's hands. I thought it, Marty, like you said, I thought he was out of bounds.
Yeah, when they hit him.
15-yard line.
Well, that was a big break in there for Capital Christian.
Absolutely. So the defense got to stand up now.
Flores in on the tackle, but after some big yardage gain, maybe 7 yards on that carry.
Quick hitter right in the middle. They had no wide receivers. Everybody bunched inside. Here comes DeMarcus Ross, their outstanding freshman running back. I apologize. That's Jason Taylor, number 11.
Handoff. Big hole, still on his feet, cuts him back. And he's going to go all the way up to the 40-yard line. That is Jason Taylor. They don't have a stop for that yet.
He just comes up underneath, inside, just kind of waits. He's got good speed. He's lanky. And Connor Hollister comes up, puts a good hit on him, throws him to the turf, but not till he gets a first down. Big test right here in this ball game after a little bit of adversity and unfortunate turnover. It looked like a touchdown. That man coverage on Jake Potts on big number 2, Marcus Fowler.
Over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted.
Good job by Jake trailing him. Awesome job by Bo being right there to kind of have a little bit of footsteps. Number 2 had it right in his hands, let it go, and could have been a tip ball for an interception. That's outstanding defense by Bear River.
That ball was thrown on a rope line, boy. It was right there. But coming across the middle like that, you got to be hearing footsteps.
Wait, you don't want that ball over your head when you're flying across the middle. I know that.
Looks like they stopped him short there.
Good job by Gunnar Simpson and number 52, Ryan Tannum in there also. So nice job by Bear River. We got another third and 9 here, Marty.
Gotta be careful of that pass.
So here we got man coverage, Jake Potts against Marcus Fowler. This is where they ran a little out route. Now we got trips.
Trips right. See if they can't get some pressure on the quarterback. And they did. Gunnar Simpson in there, forced him to throw the ball early. And that'll be 3 and out after they picked up the 20 yards for their 2 first downs.
Excellent call defense, put pressure. The pass and throw wouldn't even have made a first down unless Ross would have broke a tackle. So nice job by Bear River after some adversity, losing the ball, coming back and stopping Capital Christian.
So back is Mestrella and Moronic. Good snap. Good kick. Oh, nice. That is it's going to let it go in the end zone. Let's see what they're going to down it at about the 7-yard line. Good kick.
Same kicker that kicks their field goal. We've seen him got good leg, and that when you hear that sound, right?
Yeah.
That compresses the ball and the ball just takes off. That's a good leg coming up in. So now we got the length of the field here.
4 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in this first half on your Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard, with Bruins trailing by 1 point. Had a chance to go up on their last that fumble, but now they got the ball back. Let's see, and that's Bays again coming up for a big yardage. He picks up about 7 on that carry.
Notice Big Austin's got both arms wrapped around that football right there, but good drive, plenty of time, 3:55, 2 timeouts left. Good chance to go in at halftime ahead of Capital Christian. But they're taking their time.
Oh yeah, they could get a 5-yard penalty if they don't hurry up here. They're watching it.
He's on the 10-second count now.
Looking to pass, rolling out. They got a hold on Mestrella, and now he gets a block going out of bounds for the first down. But there was a hold on Mestrella, and that's what threw that pattern off. So Voter had to run it.
I love it though that Jason's running and he's pointing to Mestrella, block that guy, and I'll get out bounds.
Yeah.
You can tell these guys have played together a little bit. They're well coached. They got good camaraderie and good synergy amongst this Bear River.
Well, most of them have been playing since junior Bruin time.
It's fun to watch, man.
Yeah. Shotgun formation in motion, a handoff to Mestrella, looking for a block. He's got it, and it's going to pick up about 8 yards.
That looks like the fresh legs of Torrin Moronic there.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, he broke that one. That's nice.
Good position to be in, 2nd down and about 4.
He got 70 yards, 3 minutes, 2 timeouts. It's an acceptable challenge here.
Oh, coming around the left side and nothing there. Maybe he picks up a yard at the most. That'll bring up a big 3rd down here.
We've got Austin Bays over here getting his ankle retaped, putting some spats on the outside. Sometimes on that AstroTurf, your foot sticks and you try to make a turn.
Yeah.
The way he's running.
2:22 on the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard clock. Rolling out, looking. And he's got him. That's a 1st down. That was to Moronic, went down low to get that.
That's an outstanding catch by Torrin because he's going downfield. Jason brings him back, throws it a little short, and he just kind of dives underneath it. That's a good football play by Torrin Moronic. Good leadership by Jason Voter.
Man, he was, Jason was leading the charge there.
I thought he was going to take off and run again.
Yeah. Handoff, trying to slip the outside, he does. Cuts it back to the middle. Going to go for another first down. See, they're not.
Yeah, referee a little slow to call that timeout on first down, Marty. I'm with you.
3 seconds ran off the clock there. Here come the Bruins. Oh, that was the wood. That play didn't go anywhere. That's the old Statue of Liberty.
Or Statue of Liberty.
They have another.
It took a little too long, Marty.
Yeah.
For some reason, it looked like Jason laid it on his hip and Connor didn't. Excuse me.
That was Wood.
Colton didn't
Wood.
take off.
2 receivers out to the right, looking. Now he's going to get outside. Now he throws it.
Lots of roughing the passer. Oh, Voter's down. He got hit hard. What a tough kid. He bounces up, though. He's got to stay out one play, doesn't he?
Yeah. Unless they call a timeout. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Well, they've got 2 timeouts. Otherwise, what do they get? Number 16, Sean Gillis comes in, or they go to the Wildcat with Dave Mistrella.
They're coming in with Joba.
Now, we've seen him throw some nice balls this year. Now, I don't have an instant replay in my eyes.
Now they're going to call timeout.
Looked like a good hit to me, Marty.
All right, with timeout on the field, you're watching exclusive coverage of Bear River football on your NorCal Game of the Week via touchdownproductions.com. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
Hi, everybody. Gil Dominguez.
And Teresa Dietrich.
And we welcome Pioneer Motors to the NorCal Game of the Week.
Pioneer Motors is where you go for trucks. We have a huge selection of lowered, lifted, and 4-wheel drive trucks.
At Pioneer Motors, we have a huge selection of all-wheel drive vehicles like Audi, Volvo, and Toyotas, to name a few. Looking for a fun car to drive? Come on down to Pioneer Motors and see our huge selection of Mini Coopers, hatchbacks, and luxury cars too.
Remember, it's Pioneer Motors right here in Grass Valley.
The best cars at the best prices with great friendly customer care.
With this huge selection, why go anywhere else?
Shop local.
All right, we're back. Marty Mortensen along with Rick Ellwood. Exciting Bear River football action here in the second round of the playoffs as Bays is back in the game with his ankle tape up. Joba, the JV quarterback, be running the offense here. Looking to pass, going back. Got a screen pass to Bays, who cuts it back. And now he goes for about 4 yards. The clock continues to run. Timeout's going to be called.
Looks like Bear River's going to challenge him. He's going to say, hey, we're going to go for it. Okay? You can hit us in the mouth.
Come on, Bruins!
Looks like the punt team's coming now.
All right, we're back here for all this exciting action now as Bear River called the timeout, and now they're back to punt. So I don't know, with 54 seconds left on the clock.
So refresh me, did we defer the toss and we get it the opening second half?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be right back in 30 seconds on your touchdownproductions.com Game of the Week. Well, Bear River comes out after calling that timeout. They're going to go into punt formation with Landon Clark in the back to kick. They don't think Capital Christian doesn't think they're going to kick, but they do, and it's a short kick. Bear River's down there to cover. It's going to take a big roll all the way on down to the 14-yard line. So 45 seconds left to go here in this first half on your Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Almost at halftime, the score shows 14-13 in favor of Capital Christian Cougars.
Be interesting to watch Jason Voter. He's got his helmet off over here on the sideline. They're not checking him for a concussion. He just got hit hard in the midsection. Again, I don't have instant replay. I'm not making any judgment call. It looked like a clean hit to me, but never like to see a quarterback take that kind of lick.
So it's a handoff left side, and let's see, it doesn't go anywhere. In on that play was Baggett.
It's like they may be content to go in at halftime up 14-13, huh, Marty?
Yeah, the clock continuing to run. They may have used up all their timeouts already. No, they got one left. So they're just going to take a knee probably. They do. And that will end the half here as the Bruins lead the field, trailing by 1 point on your Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Your score 14-13 as you're watching exclusive coverage of Bear River football on your NorCal Game of the Week, brought to you by TouchdownProductions.com. And we'll be right back for the second half kickoff.
State Farm Insurance has been serving you since 1922. And even though a lot has changed since then, one thing hasn't, and that is customer service. Brian Hollister believes that their mission is to help people manage the risk of everyday life and recover from the unexpected and realize their dreams. Isn't that who you want on your side? Brian Hollister, State Farm Insurance, proud supporters of Bear River football.
Welcome back. Halftime is over. The Bruins have had a good talking to in the locker room. They're going to get the ball on the kickoff. And we're here at Capital Christian, and this is the Joe and Nancy Benvenuti Field as a new turf was put down, and Mr. and Mrs. Benvenuti kind of cover the cost of the thing, so it's really a nice facility here. And your Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 24 minutes left to play in this championship game. In the second round playoff, it's Capital Christian 14 and Bear River Bruins 13. Bear River ought to be in a pretty good spot here. If they can get a good drive, open up the second half, that'd be great.
We were talking at halftime, Marty. They pretty much dominated the football game. 2 big plays, and now they're down 14-13.
They're going to kick it to Mastrella. He can break it through, and he's gone. He's down the sideline. He's going to get caught from behind at about the 38-yard line or 39-yard line of the...
Boy, he actually had the ball kind of pop up in the air.
I saw that. Yeah, he had got to come back for it.
I never knew what it was like to run so fast and leave the ball behind you.
I know. The Cougars are a bunch of ball hawks. They know how to go after the ball.
They did that certainly on Austin Bays. Looked like he was going in for a first half touchdown. They knocked it out.
So good field position for the Bruins to start this drive on the 40-yard line of the Cougars.
Good news for Bear River. Jason Voter, who took a major hit in the first half, is back at quarterback.
So here comes Moronic over the left side. He's going to get down to the 25. First down, Bruins. Good block in there by Jimmy Vaughn.
Jason Demosthenes, too, downfield, doing a good job. He looked like he was banged up early, but he looks pretty light on his feet now.
Well, he was dancing to the music as he was coming back into the ball game, so he's got it going. Rolling out, got a man wide open. That is Mastrella into the end zone, touchdown Bruins. Wow, what a play, huh?
Tremendous ball handling by Jason Voter.
Yeah.
Holds it on his hip, lets the play clear out. Mastrella just runs a little seam route to the flag, and pretty easy throw and catch. So you said it best, Marty, when they come out they had a good talking to, they look pretty well prepared.
Yep. They're gonna go for 2. So the Bruins come out with 3 plays, get a touchdown with good field position to start that drive, and now they're going to go for 2.
I think the coaches are yelling they might want it on the other half.
Yep.
I don't know if that signals anything. We've seen Jason roll out to the left. He's very, very confident, and they want in the middle. Okay. Split the field. That makes good sense.
Voter, I got fooled on that play. I thought he handed that ball off to Mastrella.
We're looking in the middle of the field. Looks like Mastrella's fighting for the touchdown or the extra points. Did they not give it to him, huh?
What happened there? I did not see what happened. Yeah. So with the extra point, no good for the Bruins on your Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 11:21 left to go in the third quarter. It's 19-14 in favor of the Bruins, so a 5-point margin here.
Boy, Coach Logan's mattering a wet hand over on the sideline. Something didn't go well. Looked like we didn't follow the ball very well, Marty. Jason
I didn't.
Did great ball handling, but it looked like he got in for the 2 points, but obviously they didn't call it.
Coach Savoy lost his argument there. Going to be a short kick again. It's going to be taken and just missed tackle. Holy moly, gets up to the 45-yard line. Wow, good saving tackle in there by, that's number 88 for the Bruins. That is John Good. Wow. Broke through a couple of arm tackles.
He's a big kid, Marcus Fowler, 6'4", about 210. Looked like he was maybe going to find a little seam and go for it.
Fake handoff, left side, big hole, and going for big yardage all the way down to the 43-yard line of the Bruins. Wow, that hole opened up in a hurry. You see the ball carrier? What? I think it was number 14,
yeah,
wasn't
Colin
it?
Russo.
Russo, yeah.
It's the first time they've run that. They a little misdirection, kind of turn and pivot, hand off to the right, but then a trap coming back the other way. So they made some adjustments at halftime.
Pitch, left side, and picking up big yardage. Wow, hop, skip, and a jump there. I think very close to a first down. Let's see where they spot it, about 2 yards short, as the Cougars continue to drive.
DeMarcus Russell, the freshman running back, he gets a head of steam going. I was looking at him out in the field before the ball game, Marty. He's got big thighs and just a good lower body. It looks like a little bit of an Earl Campbell, a young Earl Campbell.
But he can sure cut.
Yes, he can.
Man. All right, 2 backs in the backfield. There's a handoff going around the left side. And now it's cutting it up. And making the first hit on him in there was, that was Jake Potts, but first down again. As they've gone to the running game now.
Yeah, just back again to number 11, Jason Taylor. Just kind of strings it out, waits for an opening. Same play that Bear River runs, that Mistrella runs well. Looks for a seam, cuts it up. So 6-4 against 5-7 on the top of your screen there.
Up the middle, big hole. Man, look at Potts. Couldn't hang on to. Look at him drive. He's still going.
Boy. Jimmy Vaughn and Bo Baggett and Kyle Uclary. What a great story there, having him back in after tearing his knee up early in the season. What a fighter that young man is.
He's not afraid to hit anybody, even with his size. 154 pounds. That's got to be with all his equipment on, too.
That's after a shower, too.
Yeah. And Bear River stopped that for no gain.
Nice job by Shane Flores reading that and cutting Jason Taylor off as he's trying to cut up inside. Unfortunately, they don't stop him for short of a first down.
No, it's first and goal. Just outside the. Well, no, they can get a first down on about the half-yard line. Well, Bear River needs one of their patent stops right here.
We saw it a couple times last week, so let's. Boy, excellent job.
Yeah,
Peyton
that
Turner
was by
and Connor
Hollister over there.
Peyton Turner comes up, forces him a little bit inside, and Hollister just cleans it up from the inside out. Great pursuit by Connor.
Second down and about 5. Mason Picard comes into the ball game for the Bruins. Inside handoff, cut to the outside. Bear River shuts it down for a short gain.
A big decision here for Capital Christian. They got a good kicker. They know they can punch it through on a field goal.
Third down and about 3.
Well, I'm ahead of myself a little bit, huh? It's only third down. It's that new math, Marty, you're telling me about, that Common Core math that I haven't caught on to.
You haven't figured that one out yet. Two backs in the backfield and behind the quarterback normal. Man in motion. Handoff. He's going to waltz into the end zone, looks like. Number 14, touchdown, Russo.
That's 2 big runs by Russo on that drive. Just again, a little turn, little trap on the backside. Good drive blocking by the Capital Christian offensive line, and pretty quick answer to that touchdown.
Well, they got a good field starting position on the 45-yard line. That helps. Almost got a block, but it is good. So take a look at the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 6:41 left to go in this third quarter. It's 21-19 in favor of the Cougars.
Yeah, let's get those extra points. Those missed extra points start to loom a little bit here.
I still don't know what happened on the Bruins 2-point try.
We're going to have to find out from our executive producer, Gilbert M. Dominguez.
He held the ball on his hip and then scrambled to the right, and then there was nobody there, so he drove to the end zone, cut inside, and was 35 foot.
So it was a good fake in there by Voter, but cut to the inside.
Was he looking to throw it?
On the delayed draw. And just took it himself, but he said he came up short. Well, we'll see where they hit it this time. It's going to be a pooch kick, and calling for a fair catch in there is, that was Turner again.
I don't understand the strategy here. Number 20, the kicker, Derek Wecht, has got the leg to drive it in the end zone. I know they don't want to put the ball in Mastrella's hands. It's obvious.
Or even Morani's. So he can kick the ball almost to the end zone, but when you get this kind of starting position, maybe they think their defense can hold them. We'll see what happens. 1st and 10 Bruins. There's that sweep. Looking for a block for Wood. No place to go. He's going to lose yardage. Big time. They've run that play, I think, one too many times tonight.
Yeah, good pursuit by number 55 was in there pretty quick. Number 54.
That was a loss of about almost 5 yards.
Andrew Sullivan and Bailey Hefner were in there pretty quick. They've got to have a pass off that, don't they, Marty, where there's a little run pass? I think we've seen that.
So they fake, he rolls out. He's got Olina. Olina's got it. All the way out to the 47-yard line.
Boy, I love that. Jason just kind of lofts it, sets it up there. Olina's in a good position, runs underneath it.
I'll tell you one thing, if Olina can get his hands on the ball, he's going to catch it.
How outstanding has he been for a first-year receiver that came off the soccer field? Really been a game changer for Bear River, even though he's been out a few weeks. Good to have him back.
1st and 10 Bruins. Olina goes off to the right. Quick handoff, Bays, spins, moves, gets about 3.
Yeah, Weston Jones comes up and just smacks Austin Bays right in the lower part of his body, but Austin just spins off of him out of Weston's hands and goes for a 3-yard gain. That's a powerful runner.
Still can't believe he's a sophomore. Rolling out to his left now. And he's going to... Oh, throw the flag right there. Yeah, that was Morani trying to do the breakaway on that rollout, and he was almost tackled, and the ball was in the air.
And Julian Leslie, number 6, is going like, what did I do?
Yeah.
Again, good job by Jason Voter to get out to the perimeter, square shoulders up, and had some pressure on him. Almost got waving
it off. You got to be kidding me. He pushed him.
So what are they saying? That's uncatchable?
Well, it was uncatchable because he was pushed.
You can't have contact with a receiver down the field.
No.
There was contact.
Boy, that's an unfortunate situation there.
All right, got to regroup, get your heads together, make a good call, Coach. Unfortunate, you didn't see it that way, but here we are, 3rd and 7.
Oh, had him right over the middle, but a little bit too high. That pass was intended for Mastrella. It'll be 4th down.
That's a good play call. Voter just kind of waited, looked off the safety, waited for Mastrella to clear, just got it a little bit too high.
Yep. Had that been down a little bit lower, it would have been completed. Possibly could have gone for a touchdown coming across the middle like that.
Surprising we didn't see that call there, that tight end delay that Connor Hollister likes to run. But
Landon Clark now back to kick. Good snap. Good kick. Kicked it away from the receiver. Going to take a Bear River bounce down to about the 8-yard line. Well, let's take a look at the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard with 4:45 left to go in this 3rd quarter. 21-19, a 2-point game by your Capital Christian Cougars.
Let's go, Bruins!
Yeah, interesting call there by the officials to call that off. They conferred.
Well, it was so obvious. The thing is that the back referee was right there. It was only about 3 feet away from him.
Coach Savoy not happy. He's chirping on the sideline, really challenging his players.
Be a good time for a safety.
Nice job. Good call by you, Marty. Great defense by Connor Hollister.
Connor Hollister and Shane Flores. Thrown for a loss.
Yeah, close to a safety, right? A loss of 3 yards. Go in the right direction. Maybe we'll get one in on this play. Connor, big kid, 6'3", 235, just rising to the occasion there on that, just shedding his blockers, wrestling down the ball carrier.
Oh, incomplete.
Get that quick slant to Marcus Fowler. He wants no part of it. Bo Baggett's right in a great position to put a lick on him. Unfortunately, they call that a little bit of alligator arms, where the arms just don't get extended if that ball's out there. So,
let's go, Bruins!
So it's third down and about 13 for a first down. All right, they stopped him.
Nice job. Excellent team defense by Bear River.
Yeah.
That kind of play makes a statement right there. Jake Potts did a great job supporting it from the corner. Here comes the pursuit inside. Bo Baggett and Landon Clark. Aggressive defense by Bear River. That's outstanding.
So back deep in his own end zone to kick. That's number 20, Weck. Oh, he hits a shanker. Mastrella gets by the first man. Got some, still on his feet. Oh, good block down the sideline. Let's see where they smock it.
What a nice move, huh? Yeah, fantastic. That's an outstanding athlete. We've seen some great play by Dave Mastrella the last 3 weeks, picking up the slack for David O'Brien, who's been out. That's an impressive young man. That's after an unfortunate play against Placer that took the wind out of Mastrella's sails for a little bit, but he's come back like a champion.
Yep. So Bear River will have it first and goal on about the 8-yard line. Pitched up. Oh, base slips and falls. That was going to be a big sweep to the left, and Bays got the ball, but then tried to cut.
So that's where that spat on the shoe. All that tape around the bottom, there's no footing. So that's his left foot. He tries to cut upfield. You got to cut away some of that tape around the cleats.
So now it's second down and goal from the 12-yard line. Pitch it to Mastrella. He cuts back in, still on his feet. Gets down back to the original line of scrimmage. Third down.
That was interesting. They put Bays in motion, kind of leading. Quick pitch to Mastrella. He just tries to pick a hole.
Down to the 9-yard line. Well, it's third and goal from the 9. This will probably be a rollout pass, I would think.
Been pretty proficient at that.
So Bays comes out, Wood goes in. Olina out to the right.
There he is.
He's got it. Oh, he dropped it. Incomplete.
Looked like pretty good closing coverage by Julian Leslie, number 6, while the ball was in the air.
It looks like it was. It looks like it was.
A penalty flag though. Oh, good. I shouldn't say good. I got to be impartial, but defensive holding.
Automatic first down. No, I don't think it is in high school.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Let's see what they say. Still.
Well, get the down back, right?
Yep.
So it's 3rd and about 4.
That's on balls on the 4-yard line.
You haven't coached me yet, Marty, what my role is about being neutral, right?
Yeah, well.
I guess we're here for Bear River.
Well, yeah, it's hard to be
impartial, right?
Yeah. So 3rd down on the 9-yard line.
Sideline basket for cowbells.
3 receivers out to the right. He's got Mastrella. Touchdown, Bruins. He was wide open for 5 yards.
Marty caught it. He's got him. He finds him.
Yeah.
Good read by you. Nice patient play by Jason Voder. Good throw and catch from Mastrella. I think it's just outstanding to see David Mastrella come up and play the kind of game he's playing.
So that penalty cost the Cougars. So now Bear River once again going for 2 points. That'll make it a 6-point game.
They got to get one of these, don't they?
Yeah, you'd think.
Jump ball to
Alina. Then he dropped it.
Oh.
He had it there, right in his hands.
Oh my gosh! I don't know if the defender was able to slap it away or
I don't know
Ben just
what
didn't
happened.
Concentrate. It was there. Boy, he's feeling it too. I feel for Ben on that one. So he's got to get it hustle for kickoff coverage, but.
So that's 3 extra points. How crucial was that first one that got blocked?
Yeah, very much so. So only a 4-point lead.
Yeah.
What a guy Terry Logue is, though.
Don't forget to take a look at the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. As 1:27 left to go in this 3rd quarter. Bear River will be doing the kickoff. They go up now by a score of 25-21. So Alina kicked that one. Let's see if they can put a stop to it. He breaks loose, and coming up and making that stop is Moronic. But look at that field position. They start on their own 48-yard line. So
yeah, that was right to Marcus Ross.
Yeah, he's a load too.
He's a big kid. I see why they don't kick it deep now.
Yeah. 5'10", 207, all muscle too.
All muscle. Yeah, he's a freshman. I keep thinking that Austin's a freshman, but he's a sophomore.
No, sophomore, right. Quarterback keeper, and they're going to come up and look. They missed him. Oh my goodness. Picard came up there. I thought he had him for a 4-yard loss.
It looked like Landon Clark was holding his hands up like he was being held, trying to break away from a hold. Looked like they had him trapped in the backfield. Unfortunate. Number 8, Jacob Norville, just kind of breaks away and scrambles. First time we've seen him carry the ball tonight.
I think that was a mix-up in the backfield.
I agree. I don't think it was by design.
No. 2nd and about 4. Here's that sweep. He cuts inside of Potts, but then Hollister comes up and gets him.
Wow, that's a lick. Connor just tracking him on the inside.
Looks like Potts'
finger cuts up.
His finger came out again. It looks like he's come off the field.
What's he got?
He had a dislocated finger in practice.
He's wearing gloves.
Yeah, but I think he just got it snagged again there.
Boy, that looks painful. He's not afraid to stick his head in there and mix it up either.
He's not. Good defensive play. Now a timeout called. The quarterback, Norval, didn't like what he saw. With timeout on the field, it's Marty Mortensen along with Rick Ellwood on your touchdownproductions.com game of the week, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Welcome back after that timeout as Bear River's got a third down stance here. Jimmy Vaughn signaling for the crowd to get loud, get noisy. He's got them on their feet. A big third down play right here for the Bruins.
Rod look for number 10, DeMarcus Ross, all day long.
Handoff, second man through, and they're going to throw for a loss. That'll bring up fourth down.
Outstanding defense by Bear River.
Ryan Tandem, Connor Hollister, and Moronic in there.
They had a pretty good idea. It was going to number 10. Just nowhere to go. Great pursuit, great team tackling by Bear River.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Bear River on top. Take a look at the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 21 for the Cougars, 25 for the Bruins. And we'll be right back for fourth quarter action. 12 more minutes of great high school playoff football as you're watching it on your NorCal Game of the Week. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
So what do they got, 4th and 4? Are they going to go for it?
I don't think. They brought their kicking team out. It's 4th and 6.
I think the important thing is that they've held them from scoring on 2 drives.
Yeah.
Before they were scoring every time they got that out.
Oh, there's Jimmy Vaughn signaling to the crowd again. He's the official cheerleader. The cowbells are out, and cheerleaders are rooting their team on. And I think they're going to go for it. They thought about kicking it, but they're not going to. So here comes a big play for the Bruins. Going to pass it, looking downfield, and good coverage in there.
Incomplete.
You clearing on that coverage.
Jake Potts right in the middle of that too. Look at it. Jake comes off, gets his hand taped up, goes out and makes the play. Connor Clary, what a great comeback by that young man.
I mean, can you believe that? He was covering that 6'3" wide receiver.
That's a guy that tore his ACL 5 or 6 weeks or 7.
And his MCL.
10 weeks
on
ago.
On the first game of the season. So Bear River takes over on down. 1st and 10, they can make a statement here. Here comes Mastrella, trying to sweep to the outside. Cuts it back up and gets about 7 yards. Let's see where they spot it.
Nice run by David. Gets to the corner, turns it up, covers the ball with both hands, lowers his shoulder.
Stay in ball. Make sure space in ball.
I love the fans posting there on the sideline.
All right. There's Mistrell again. This time he cuts it up. Could be a first down. Close to it. Still on his feet. Gets a first down. Driving down to the 40-yard line of the Cougars.
Once again, Marty, a great outstanding job by that offensive line for Bear River. Those guys are fighting hard in there. And Mistrell is just following them, smart as he is.
Yeah, they open up some big holes here.
Slow it down. Slow the offense down.
There's Mistrell again. Little fake. He's still on his feet. Spins around again. Close to another first down for about 8 yards. Let's see where they spot it. It'll be second down and about 2.
This is where coaches, Marty, go to their team and say, it's time for you to impose your will on that defense. That defense looked tired. They're a little bit defeated. They didn't get a fourth down conversion. Now it's time for Bear River just to impose their will on Capital Christian.
Well, here come the Bruins. Wood in the backfield. Yes, faked it around. Right over the middle. That is Mistrell. He's going to turn the corner. He's on his way to the 15, the 10. Cuts back in the 5. All the way down to the 2-yard line. And that is David Mistrell. First and goal, Bruins.
Go back and thank your quarterback for great ball handling. He's giving you a chance to get open. Nice throw, nice catch. How about that run? And then Olina downfield.
Nice block. Oh, yeah.
Didn't hit him in the back. Ben did a nice job on.
Now they brought the powerhouse backfield in with Baggett and Bays, the 2B brothers there.
Double B.
They shift, get set, hand off to Bays, right side, end zone, touchdown Bruins.
Yeah, that's an outstanding drive. They took all the wind out of Capital Christian's sail. They forced it right at him. Jimmy Vaughn's one excited guy coming off the field.
He's got 2 bummed up knees, playing with all that heart. Gets a big hug from his Chiardi, the defensive coach.
A big hug.
Going for the 1-point conversion. Olina kicks it and it's good. Now there's a flag goes into the middle of that pile.
Got to be a little chatter penalty there. There's. Oh, he's calling holding. Huh.
Holding on the Bruins?
Yeah, that's an interesting call. Oh, maybe sometimes try to grab a guy coming off the edge, but
no need to do that. Those extra points are a real big deal tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. We made one and they take it away, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Well, I'll back them up 10 yards. But Olina, when in practice yesterday, was hitting them from 35, so.
This is about a 32-yarder from here. That's certainly makeable.
Snap, good, and there's a kick, and it's no good. So once again, the extra point try goes awry. They have a 10-point lead. We'll look at the Brian Hall's State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Bruins up 31-21 with 10:24 left to play in this second round playoff. So the Bruins have got to be fired up.
Feels good. That's that playoff atmosphere, even though it's kind of a warm night tonight. I guess warmer than we expected.
Well, if they can hold on for a victory, they'll be practicing on Thanksgiving morning like they did last year.
Well, would their parents love that? They'd hold the turkey, wouldn't they? We'll serve it a little late for you guys.
It's a morning practice, so.
But either way, they're going to have a little bit of a trip, right? If they win this ball game, they're either going to go to Sonora or.
No, they'd have no. They wouldn't go to Sonora. They'd be going to probably Lodi.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Britt is going to kick it. And it's going to be taken at the 32-yard line. And coming up and almost making that stop. Still on his feet, still going. Wow.
He's a big kid. He's got strength.
Yep.
Marcus Fowler is 6'4",
Fowler,
205.
Yeah. He pulled a muscle in his leg too, so he.
I thought Shane Flores had him, right?
Yeah, Flores, it looked like he had him there back at the 35-yard line, and it just went out of his grasp.
Shane's not small. It's 6'1", about 200, so he can handle himself. All right, here comes the defense now that certainly has made some statements in the last 11 games, Marty.
Yep. Shotgun formation, passing situation. Looking, and it's caught and then run out of bounds for a gain of about 5 yards, maybe 6.
We'll give him that all day long. Jake Potts is right there, keeps the play in front of him, gets ready to make the tackle, then great pursuit inside by Bo Baggett. You're down by 10 points, you give him a 5-yard gain anytime.
2nd and 5 on their own 50. This would be a good time for Gunnar Simpson to get a sack. He's been close tonight. It's a pitch, right side, going over. It'll get the first down. But he'll stay in bounds, it looks like. Now there's a timeout called to move the chains.
We've only seen 1 turnover tonight. It was the unfortunate fumble into the end zone by Austin Bay. So Capital Christian doing a good job protecting the ball.
Looking to pass, big rush, Gunnar Simpson with the sack.
Right when you called it, Marty. Gunnar Simpson in there. Bo Baggett, number 32. Number 11, Peyton Turner. But mostly Gunnar Simpson on a great pursuit. Nowhere to go for number 8.
Tracked down the quarterback Norville and was able to bring him down for about a 4-yard loss. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 14.
Love those cowbells.
Oh, they moved early. That'll take them back another 5. I had the binoculars on that. Both the wide receiver and the tight end moved early, so that'll take them back another 5. Stops the clock with 9 to play.
A lot of disruption right now in Capital Christian. I mean, they know they're down. They haven't stopped Bear River, so even if they score, they're concerned about how do we stop Bear River. Bear River's defense just kind of pinning their ears back coming.
Yep. So now it's 2nd down and about 20.
We got it outside right here.
Looking to pass. And who was it? Bear River offside?
Yeah, number 11, Peyton Turner was lined up in the neutral zone.
Let's see what they say.
I mean, he was way over the line here.
He's got to look at he's got to come over here and look at the side judge.
He didn't even look at him.
No way!
So the fans don't like it, but now it's back to 2nd and 12, so they gained a yard on that one.
He was standing in the backfield.
Look at that, I called it.
Oh, I love it. Pretty unbiased for the home team, right, Marty?
Yeah. Looking to pass, good protection. Now they've got him back, trapped in the back, and no way, out of bounds, so that'll go incomplete. They almost threw him for a loss.
Mason Picard there on good coverage, driving him out of bounds. Good pursuit. It looked like they almost had him, Marty.
Yep.
Landon Clark was in there.
Shane Flores coming into the ball game here.
Kyle Warner doing a good job.
Yeah, Wooner was out last week with a concussion, so he's back in. Another good addition.
Here's where they bring the house, huh? They're pretty aggressive right here on defense, so I expect a lot of pressure coming at Capital Christian right here.
That's incomplete. Good pass rush in there by Gunnar Simpson again. He put some big pressure on the quarterback, Norman.
Tried to set up a little screen. No time to set the screen up as Gunnar Simpson just releases on him. Then quarterback throws the ball to receiver's foot.
8:22 left. Look at the Connor Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 21 for the Cougars, 31. A big fourth down here.
No other choice for Capital Christian, Marty, right here. They got to go for it.
Yep. Good protection. Rolling out. Got to throw it out of bounds. And it is. Bear River holds. They take over on down. Some more good pressure in there by Ryan Tandem and Gunnar Simpson.
Yeah, outstanding job by the Bear River defense. I mean, a play that had no chance of even developing or working because pressure just blew that up. Now you'd like to see an 8-minute and 12-minute second drive, right?
Yep, just run the ball down the field. 1st and 10 Bruins on their own 48-yard line. There's a handoff to Mastrolic. Looking for a block from Molina. He cuts back in, and he'll get 4 yards. Good lead block in there by Olina.
Good change of direction, too, by David, right? I mean, it looked like he was going to the perimeter. Finds a hole. Nice job.
There's no hurry to run plays. Capital Christian only has 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they look like they got hand on knee. They look a little whipped right now.
Yeah. Now they're going to have to call a timeout. With that timeout on the field with 7:33 left to go in this ball game, Bear River up on top. You're watching exclusive coverage by touchdownproductions.com, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Accidents happen, and Tripp's Auto Body and Paint Shop understands your frustration when they do. They work on all makes and models and have been serving Nevada County for 3 generations. Tripp's is a proud member of the AAA Repair Network, and their technicians are iCar Gold Class professionals. Tripp's works with all insurance companies and is a direct repair facility for AAA. Voted Nevada County's best, it's Tripp's Auto Body.
All right, we're contemplating the player of the game so far for the Bruins, and the unanimous decision so far, but let's see what happens. Bruins on the move. They're going to hand it off to Bays. Left side, still driving. Holding on to that ball with both hands, running some time off the clock. He gets about 3.5 yards, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 2. So the Bruins are down to 2 timeouts.
Still some pretty good blocking by Isaiah Connolly downfield, just trying to drive off, getting to the second level. So that offensive line still pushing hard, doing a great job.
Bo Baggett back in the game, 3rd down. Let's see what Bear River got here. They do the shift. Handoff, and that was that ball handling was not very good on that snap. So that Bear River may have to kick and put him down all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Hopefully they're going to kick it. That's too bad. That was just a mix-up in the backfield on that handoff.
Looked like it was almost fumbled, a little bad timing.
Yeah.
It looked like Jason was pulling out, and the ball wasn't there yet. That's unfortunate.
So Landon Clark. Clock continues to run. Let's see where he's going to try to put that ball. Good snap. Going to go for the out of bounds. Good kick, and it's going to be down about the 15-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Beyond the 16. So Bear River runs some time off the clock, and now it's back to the Cougars as we've got 6:07 left to go in this ball game.
Kyle Uclari's out there and he looks good.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe. You said he's wearing a very extensive brace.
Yeah.
So I'm going to watch him here just in safety here. So we're going to cue in on number 5 and let's watch this play. Getting deep.
Quick pass out in the flat is caught. But coming up and making the stop.
That's Bo Baggett.
Bo Baggett.
Landon Clark's right there. They're sending a message, Marty. Mistrella right there on top of it.
Yep. That was good for a first down, so they'll stop the clock and then restart it here. Now the ball is on their own 29-yard line. First and 10. They're going to be forced into a passing situation here.
That's what Capital Christian doesn't want to do. Their strength in the running game.
Yeah. Another pass out of flat, and he dropped it. Wide open. That was number 11, Jason Taylor, and you're not going to see that very often. Had it right in his hand.
Make some big plays.
Yep. That stops the clock with 5:38 left, and it's 2nd and 10.
So you're down by 10. This a little bit of concentration loss right there by Capital Christian. Ball goes right off his hands.
Looking to pass again, big rush. Now he's gonna go. That's gonna be intercepted. It is.
Jake Potts.
That Potts.
Was it Jake?
Was it intercepted or was it incomplete or what? Oh, they're determining whether it was out of bounds. He did intercept. No, incomplete pass. Must have been out of bounds when he caught it.
Tremendous coverage by Jake, though. He had inside position, made the receiver go to the boundary, drove him out of bounds, and makes the interception, but is out of bounds. Outstanding job by Jake.
Good job in there by Jake Potts. 5:30 left to go in this ball game. Good secondary coverage in there by Uclari.
Well, the quarterback just threw it up. It was a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional.
Rolling out, looking, being chased in there. Oh, he gets by, gets eluded. And is going to be completed. Still on his feet. That's number 6, Leslie. First time we called this name tonight, the junior running back who came out into the flat. They get a first down.
Bo Baggett lays a lick on him now.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty good scrambling by the Capital Christian quarterback. And he snuck up underneath. It looked like under Landon Clark.
They almost had him for a loss. 2 receivers out to the right. Pass out again, and it wrong route in there by
the Marcus Ross just running a little out route, but again, Jake Potts all over him.
Yeah, he didn't cut it out to the sideline quick enough. Quarterback threw it, led him way too much. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. 5:14 left on the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Bruins still up by 10. 3 receivers out to the right. Looking. And that ball is dropped. That was intended for Fowler. Had it right in his hands.
Gosh, that's his number 1 receiver. I think Fowler's got 56 catches and 7 touchdowns for the year, but...
Well, I think you called it. There's a lot of extra pressure because they've never been in this situation all year.
They have absolutely dominated. What, like 550
Yeah,
points
right.
to 50
to 99.
to 99. So
in 11 games.
we're not used to being in this kind of pressure
Nope.
situation against this kind of an outstanding defense.
Looking to pass again, got the big rush. Here comes Connor Simpson. Gunnar Simpson for another sack.
That quarterback just flips the ball. He knows that he's frustrated, right? Great job by Gunnar Simpson. Great pursuit.
Gunnar Simpson has already set the school record. Now he's he's very close to setting the season record.
Marty, I think we got the Channel 3 helicopter floating over the top.
Oh, yeah?
Getting us a little bit of the high school playoff action. So
it's 4th down, and they've got to go about 18 yards for a first down. Let's see if Bear River can rise to the occasion. Good rush. Oh, they got a hold on Simpson. And comes back to the middle, intercepted. Oh, man, then dropped.
Oh,
that was Mason Picard.
Wouldn't have been a first down anyway.
No.
Good defense. Well, it looks like we're going to have to delay the Thanksgiving dinner. Looks like there's going to be a practice on Thanksgiving Day, huh?
Yep. Leslie was covered by Uclari and Mastrella. And they picked him up off the ground and patted him on the back. So Voter now, they can run the ball. There's Mastrella, right side. Puts his head down, holds on to that ball, and he maybe picks up a yard. They can keep the clock running. 4:01 left to go here.
Get a shot at Mastrella's jersey there.
Yeah.
Executive producer Gilbert M. Dominguez.
Number three, look at him.
That's a worn out jersey on a field that's got no dirt. We got the Channel 3 helicopter up above.
Wood behind Voter, handoff. Taken around to Moronic around the left side. Couldn't get a block over there. Throw for a loss, and now a timeout's going to be called by the Cougars.
Who's the guy for Channel 3 that does the sports? Ex-San Francisco 49er.
Yeah.
Del
Rogers.
Del Rogers is up in a helicopter flying over.
I don't think you're going to see Del up there. You'll see him back at the studio.
He's in the back of the limo.
We got a timeout on the field with 3:25 left. Bruins up by 10, and they have the ball. You're watching it on touchdownproductions.com Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to buy or sell your home or property? Placer Title is your local title and escrow company located right here in the heart of Nevada County. We combine the stability of a national insurer with all the benefits of on-site title and escrow professionals. Being voted the best title company by the Union Readers for the past 7 years is a true testament to our local roots and unparalleled customer service. Stop by one of our 2 convenient locations and thank you for keeping your business local.
All right, we're back from an exciting fourth quarter close if the Bruins can do it here. They've got 3:25, they got the ball, they got a third down. I know they're not going to pass. You think they're going to pass?
Marty, we haven't seen that tight end delay yet to Connor Hollister. That's an absolute play. It's worked for 11 weeks. Why can't we see it in week 12?
Well, do you want to stop the clock? Because if of course, they have one more timeout, the Cougars do, so whatever happens on this play, they're going to stop the clock anyway. So maybe it might not be a bad call. He's going to roll out, being chased, and he's going to get sacked all the way back to the 45-yard line. They were not fooled on that at all. Another timeout called with 3:17 left. Bear River will have to punt.
Okay, that's a good risk. Jason's got the ball in his hand. He's a smart quarterback. He's savvy. Doesn't see anything. Takes a sack. 3:17 left.
We got a timeout on the field. And with 3:17 left, 31-21 Bruins on your touchdownproductions.com sports network, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds. All right, here come the Bruins on 4th down. I don't know what I want to kick it to number 10. I mean, number 10, Marcus Ross or Jason Taylor if they're back there, because he could break it right with no problem. And he's going back. Number 10, that is DeMarcus Ross in an angle for the sideline.
I just say you got to make sure you get it away.
Yep. There it is, a nice kick, nice high kick. Calling for a fair catch at the 19-yard line. Well, they'll take it over. Cougars will take over with 3:09 left to go. They are out of timeouts. Bear River has got 2. And here comes the defense one more time.
They look pretty stout tonight, Marty. They've risen to the occasion. I want to give a shout out to great coverage by John Good, number 88 on that punt. So DeMarcus Ross had nowhere to go but to call a fair catch. Mason Picard, number 24, was there too.
So let's see if the defense can step it up here in an obvious passing situation. 80 yards to go. Here comes Clark after the quarterback. And a nice move, and nobody's there. He's going to run it. And he's going to throw the ball downfield. And it's incomplete. He dropped the ball.
Good call by the referee right there on top of it. Those underthrown balls are dangerous, though, because the receiver always can see it coming back to it.
That was Jack Haney, the senior. He's a tight end, 6'2", 220. It's his first time he's been in the ball game tonight. Had a chance there to make a good catch.
Boy, Landon Clark's kind of slapping himself on the side of the helmet.
He had him.
He had him, right? He's 6'5", he's 210 pounds. He gets juked by a little 5'8" quarterback. Excuse me, 5'11". Good pressure, though, by Bear River.
Three receivers out to the right, looking. Quick pass, it's tipped. Tipped in there by none other than Landon Clark.
Outstanding.
He's done that all year.
Almost looks like, who was the guy for the Raiders? The Stork, Ted. Landon 6'5", got that big wingspan.
Now you think if you can't get to the quarterback on the pass rush, but get your hands up.
Get your hands up.
Exactly what he does all season long. That brings up 3rd down and 10.
Oh, what a resurgence by this team, Marty.
Looking to pass, he's going to run it. Now he stops it, throws it, and it's intercepted by Euclid.
Oh, how fantastic.
He goes down on the 30-yard line. What a tribute to Kyle Euclid.
What a, Marty,
wow.
Only in sports do things like this happen. What a great,
I tell you, he's got a torn ACL, MCL, brace on his leg. Wanted to come back last week, and he did. You've got to give this kid, I followed him for 3 years now, and he's got heart, and he is one tough kid.
That is a well-deserved interception.
Absolutely. Bruins will take over on the Cougars 30-yard line. They can run out the clock with 2:43 left. Hand off to, that is Wood, fresh pair of legs, goes right up the middle. Colton Wood, he's done that all year.
Yeah, nothing like those fresh legs. He comes in here and remember he did it against Escalon at a critical time.
Right.
Broke a couple big runs.
You know, I think this has got to be the most points that have been scored on this team all year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think
they've only been averaging giving up 9 points a game.
And they shut out most of the teams they played. So you predicted it at dinner, Marty.
I know. Well, I can only pick the lotto numbers. All right, Jason Voder back, and it's going to be a handoff again to Wood. He gets the first down. Jimmy Vaughn singles first down, and that'll move the chains. clock will now, with less than 2 minutes to go, we can just about put this one in the book.
So I had a chance to visit with David O'Brien before the game, and he told me that there's a chance he may play next week or the following week if they go on in a championship game. So David's hoping to have a Kyle Ucleary comeback.
Well, so here come the Bruins. First down, no hurry. And they're going to give the ball to Wood again. He's still on his feet, driving all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Capital Christian's trying to tackle the football, trying to make something happen. Don't take anything away from Colt Wood. He's doing an outstanding job running the football.
That's prep. Sonora won.
Sonora.
Next week, Bear River's going to have a little bit. With Sonora?
Sonora, they're running 62-6.
That's the number 1 and the number 4
so
seed
now,
team.
It looks like he's going to take a knee. He does. The clock will run. They can't stop it. You got one more knee.
So next week, Bear River versus Sonora at a to-be-determined site.
I don't know where it is. So the crowd's going wild. We've got 38 seconds on the Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. The two teams will go to the middle, and there it is.
Look at Terry Logue.
Coach Logue and Coach Savoy. They are one happy campers out there tonight. There goes Brian Hudson with filming all this. He's making a documentary on Coach
Logue.
Logue.
Oh, wow.
Man, my voice is gone. All right, the clock runs down on your Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Your final score, Bear River 31 and the Capital Christian Cougars 21. There's your ball game.
Bear River hands Capital Christian the first loss. What a tough way to hang up your gear going 10-1.
No, 11-1, yep.
Wow.
Well, like I say, I talked to the coaches before the game, and they said this was going to be their toughest match of the year, and sure enough, it was.
Okay, you told us in the pre-production meeting that we had when we were slurping spaghetti, you said Bear River's going to win this game because strength of schedule all year long, and the way they played last week at Ripon, you predicted it. You told us this was going to happen. I don't know if you told us the score.
I was lucky to get that right and get the winning team right, but no. Congratulations to the Bear River Bruins. They've had quite a game.
Those guys, they recruit, get scholarships.
All right. Brian Hollister State Farm Insurance scoreboard shows the final score 31-21 as Brian Hollister comes by and gives us a big high five. And we'll be right back on the field right after this 30-second break.
Congratulations. 3 weeks ago, tough little guy. That's right. Tough little guy. He plays his ass off. Yeah, man. Congratulations. Thank you, buddy. We're going to get us another ring. Oh, I'm so happy. Coach Lowe. Good win, Coach. That was awesome. That was awesome. Well, good job. Good luck. Good job. Hey, we're going to head tomorrow. Good to see you. Good luck in all your stuff. Busy young lady. So take me through that one, guys.
Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? Where do you want to end? What it was a bunch of guys that refused to lose, that have been gutting up all year. We're getting a few players back. The win last week got our confidence back. We beat a great football team. We're going to the section title 2 years in a row. Hasn't happened since 94, 95.
It's really almost too bad that we met a section champion in the semis. It would have been nice to meet him in the final game, but we'll take it. This is a huge win for our kids. To bounce back from the 3-game skid, to get it done.
Battling uphill again after we missed a couple extra points, but our kids just refuse to lose. We're so excited and we're just thrilled.
Being underdogs on the road, I mean, what would you guys tell the guys?
We are road warriors. We are the road warriors.
This is what? Number 8?
8 on the road.
8 on the road this year. You think you guys might make the game next week?
I think it might be in Elk Grove. Good chance it might be.
We don't even know yet. We'll find out tomorrow.
What you guys talk about afterwards in the big team meeting on the field?
Just congratulations and how excited we were. And we told them they punched their ticket to go to the show.
Way back before I came to Bear River, that was something that Coach Logue started. It's like, if you want to go to the show is the section championship game. You want to go to the show, you have to punch your ticket. And we told them that we didn't need anything else. We didn't need to depend on anybody else to do anything. We just needed to do.
We control our own destiny. Once we got to the playoffs, we control our own destiny. It's a new season, and we're rolling.
Let's talk about defensively. You guys really shut them down in the second half.
Some great things. Gunner had a great game. How about Kyle Clary getting an interception? I think we had another interception that we should have had. But I don't know. Great team effort. That's all you can say. All the young sophomores helping out. We got a freshman helping out. We got another week. That's all I know.
Bayes, worn out. He's tired. It's
so good to have him back.
But first quarter there, he was on fire. But he needs to get back in shape. But it's good to have him back, and who knows? The Bruins might even get another one next week. We'll see. Another player back is what I meant.
Another title too.
Thanks.
How's it feel to be Bruin?
Pardon me?
How's it feel to be Bruin?
Coach, it is great to be a Bruin.
It's great to be a Bruin. It always is.
I love it. Thank you for that.
I forgot my line though.
A great interview there with hearing all the nice comments from Coach Savoy and Coach Logue, Rick. And they're going to the show next week. What do you think about that?
Pretty outstanding. What a great game here tonight against Capital Christian. They were undefeated coming in, and Bear River just took care of business, did a great job.
Can you imagine that Capital Christian has only given up 99 points in 11 games throughout this season, and they gave up almost a third of that tonight to the Bear River Bruins, and it could have been more had that ball not been fumbled out of bounds over there and on a touchback. So we've had quite an exciting evening here tonight as the Bear River Bruins come out on top by a score of 31-21, and I guess it's next week for the championship. Bear River's got a chance to defend their Division 5 from last year, and I think we'll look forward to a great game.
Marty, wouldn't have thought anything about that after they got pretty much demolished by Lincoln 2 weeks ago, and they looked like a team that was really going backwards on their third loss, but did a great rebound last week in Ripon, and now here tonight against Capital Christian. Outstanding effort by the Bear River team, defense, coaches, and going to face a tough Sonora team next week, Marty, on a neutral field.
Exactly right, down in Lodi, I believe. So with that, for Touchdown Productions and your NorCal Game of the Week, for Rick Ellwood, Marty Mortensen, and Gil Dominguez, we'll say see you next week on your NorCal Game of the Week. Good night, everybody.
Good night.